Good morning, it's 9:57 on the 5th of July 2021. Just leaving the rest area here at the Cooper Development Road. I've been here for now 3 nights. People, little campfires all around the place here, like big blobs of cockatoo poop. Yeah, and there's been people camping here all along pretty well, one way and another. So it's now time to move on towards Quilpie and Charleville. I need to top up with water for one, some fuel, and then get into Charleville and get some get the rest of my jabs hopefully, and also I need to have some blood tests done, so hopefully Charleville I can get all that done. We can, if we can't, we can't. Apparently we're due for some more heavy weather again towards the end of the week, so let's see how it all goes. Little windmill on the side there with Dinosaur. Cooper Development Road, yep. Righto, so we're on our way and it's 6 minutes past 10 in the morning. Why so late? Well, what's the hurry? Plus the fact that I had an IndyCar race to watch, didn't I? Formula 1 can wait till tonight. A couple of things I need to get. I'm going to try and remember. I need to get another tyre pressure gauge. The one that I had, a bit fell out of the middle of it. The bit pushes in the valve stem to let the air out, so you can check what the actual pressure is. And there's a truck coming towards us. There's a car and caravan. Fifth wheeler by the looks of things. So that's 2 fifth wheelers I've seen. 2 or 3 the entire strip. I haven't seen too many, that's for sure. Yeah, so I need to get a tyre pressure gauge. I need to get a camping type toaster. That would be handy. And the one Allen key I want is missing, so I'm probably going to have to get another set of those. Everybody's getting off on letting us through. It's very good of them. We've explained this before, this is a development road, so in other words it was basically a dirt road. That what they've done, because of the trucking and everything, they have stuck a strip of bitumen down the middle, and then when you see a truck coming you get off. And you're trying to be respectful with everybody else. Bloke wasn't going to be too respectful at all. This bloke's not slowing down, he's just whipping through. Some people don't realise they're chucking rocks and things up behind them. It got chilly last night again. When I eventually got the aircon going, it was 4 or 5 degrees in the caravan, so it would have been an awful lot cooler than that earlier on. It was freezing. I went to bed at 10:30 and I turned on the I went to bed at 10:30. Had a couple of Panadol because I've been sort of sleeping and feeling a bit sort of wacko behind the eyes and that sort of thing. So I did that, and I was awake for a while, and I thought, geez, it's got to be getting light soon, surely. And it was, as I said, it was cold, even rugged up as I was. So I had a look, and yeah, it was 2:30. And I thought, oh no, another long night ahead of me. I knew that we were recording the IndyCar race and the Formula One race, and I turned everything else on to try and make the power last out as long as we could. I didn't turn the Jenny off until early 10 o'clock, after 10. Actually, I might have gone to bed closer to 11, about 10 to 11, I think. Anyway, I sort of endured it till about 4:30. I thought, well, the IndyCar race is well and truly over. The sleep machine's still working. It runs on 12 volts. Hopefully I won't run down the battery to the point where that stops working, but I bought this throw over thing which is heated, and I turned the thing on to, when you first turn it on, it automatically goes to 8. I thought, bring it back to 4, see what happens. Anyway, it did warm the bed up. So I ran it for a little while and got the bed warm a bit. Heat's down, not from underneath. And I turned it off. I must have gone back to sleep. Anyway, when I woke up again, I put it on 5 next time, and again it heated up nicely, and I just sort of ran it for a while just to warm the bed up again, and I turned it off again so that I'm not draining the batteries too much. And it worked well. It's the first time I've used it as such. It's just been sitting on top of the bed till now as an extra blanket, but I think we might be using it a little bit more often somehow. Those crows are cheeky bastards. There's a roadkill, and there must have been probably 12 or 13 or maybe a few more, all sitting on the road having a meal, and you come up and half of them fly off one way and most of the others fly off the other way. There's 2 or 3 just nonchalantly walk off the side of the road as you drive past. Eagles, no, off, and they won't come back until you're well and truly out of sight. So I spent yesterday, I watched the first quarter of the football, and I just turned it off. I'm not that big passionate a fan that I'm going to sit there and watch my team get thrashed. But anyway, I had more important things to do, and I spent the afternoon trimming back the video. I initially had it, I'd cut it back from, it was well and surely over 4 or 5 hours or something or other. I'd cut it back to 1 hour and 59 or 1 hour 54 or something. And I'd been through and I'd done the colour correction. Did the first colour correction anyway, and then after that we go through and do another just to try and balance it out, because your eyes are different at different times and different times of the day and that sort of thing. And then I started trimming and cutting and playing with the audio where I got gaps between in sentences, sort of bringing those together so it sounded more fluent. It's not basically because it sounds more fluent, it's more a matter of, okay, every second that you bring back makes the thing a bit longer. Well, it makes it a bit shorter basically. yeah, it makes it a bit shorter. So if you do 60 cuts a second, that's a minute, and that's two things. Firstly is the fact that means there's a lot less. Oh, we'll go around this one. There's a lot less size-wise for it to be uploaded. It makes a difference. Every megabyte makes a difference, and then it's also a minute's less pain for the viewer. I suppose you look at it from that point of view. So yeah, so that was yesterday. I spent most of the day doing that, and then I watched qualifying for India at one point in time. But essentially, I worked right up until I went to bed last night. I'd been contemplating coming home via the Outback Way and the Great Central Road if it's opened by the authorities. I'd arrived at the rest stop and started to set up the van. I have an office chair, which when I'm travelling sits conveniently in a little pocket between the bedroom door, cupboard and fridge. And as I eased the chair out from where it travels, I noticed that the fridge had moved slightly out of its frame. I've had it happen before, back in 2010 I believe it was, where the weight of the fridge was greater than the ability of the screws to hold it in place by pulling out of the wooden surrounds. Back then, my repairer reinforced the support and all was good. And so I did a bit of manipulation and it seems to be sitting back in place at the moment. I have a Breville sandwich maker. I decided to drag it out to make a toastie for lunch, and it was in 1,000 pieces. Every bolt, every fitting, the whole lot was in total disarray. And so I sat surrounded by 1,000 parts and started to reassemble the machine. Then I remembered that I needed an Allen key to tighten everything properly. I knew where they were, and so I retrieved them from the toolbox, and one was missing. Yep, the one that I needed was missing. Out came the long-nosed pliers, and after much fiddling, tweaking, huffing, puffing, and the odd blasphemy, I had it back together. It's that finally convinced me that maybe attempting the Outback Way and the Great Central Road might not be such a great idea. Geez, there's some traffic running around the place. This COVID thing has really got people travelling Australia rather than, well, they can't do the overseas thing. But yeah, there's a number of travellers on the road. There's a road coming in on the right hand side, and that comes from Ullo. Baldy Top Lookout. Leslie and I had a look at that in 2010. Up the top, and you can see right across here towards town. All the roads are open at the moment. Fargaminda's down there. Had two attempts to get the Fargaminda from that end, and never happened. It's happened this time, and I got in, it rained, and I got out. I really didn't look around like I should have done, I suppose, but that's the way it is. And we camped at the showgrounds here, which are on the right side as we go in 2010, and that was on the trip back from, yeah, the way back from, yeah, there's a heap of caravans in there at the moment, but no, that's something else I think. But yeah, and we had the tent. It was coming in on the from Birdsville, when we did the Birdsville trip. We set up all these frogs jumping around us. Anyway, I got to Lane Cove a few weeks later, and I opened the tent up. There was a bloody frog sitting there, and he hopped off into the bush. Lane Cove is a national park. So I think I might have introduced a new series, a new species. Now, Amy Johnson landed here in Quilpie back in the day. That was at the airport. Yeah, so we camped in here at the grounds and we bought a meal at the club. Quilpie Club, that's right. Yeah, we had a meal in there. It was all good. So I've asked Wanda for the dump point, and we're pointing in a direction. It tells me where it is, and then as we start to move up, it says, right now you got to turn this way, and takes us back, which is towards where I thought it was anyway.
400 meters, turn right onto Quilpie Street, then take the next left.
Yeah.
Turn right, then take the next left.
Going back to where I come from.
Take the next left onto a service road. Recalculation.
It's inside the
Bear
grounds.
left onto the Diamantina Developmental Road.
Now I haven't filled up with water because I don't know whether that water's potable or not, so I think what we'll do is we'll go to the information centre, find out what we can, and work from there. Great Western Electrical to the right of us. Hardware and tyre service. Let's go and have a look in the hardware store. Okay, just bought a set of Allen keys, cost me $7.70, and a tyre pressure gauge, truck gauge, it's cost $33. That's $40. They've run out of gas, they're waiting on the supplier to bring it in. I thought, well, that's fair enough. So what does gas cost out here for an exchange? We don't do exchange, we refill. So fair enough. So what's that? So, well, gas has just gone up. It's $6.50 a kilogram. A kilogram. Yeah, so a 9 kilo bottle would be about $54, whatever it is. Okay. Makes you wonder how Bunnings and the like can do it for around about $24-25, doesn't it really? You'd expect to pay 35, maybe 40 out here, but not $55, that's for sure. Pressure gauge, similar to the one that fell apart on me the other day, was $35, and there was a better quality looking one which was $76, but one has to hope that what one's bought will stay in one piece, sort of. Well, we still need to find water, so we will go to the visitor centre and see if we can find out where we can get some from. Okay, well, I tried to spend some money, but I only had pies, plain tomato something rather and sweet chilli or something, and that was not what I was wanting. And plus the fact I wanted cash, and of course I didn't have any cash. I do have a little stash that I could attack in the caravan, but there was nothing there that really appealed to me over much. This is in the bakery, and anyway I thought, what the hell, in the long run. I shouldn't be buying that stuff anyway. So it's my birthday, but as I said to Margaret, she said, oh, go on, it's your birthday. I said, yeah, but I've got to pay for it. No one's buying it for me, so. So, onto the prisoner's diet of bickies and cheese. We had a pretty comprehensive look at this place back in 2010. Doesn't look as though much has changed, so we will wander on. I've got a couple of things that I wanted, I hope. We'll see where we go from here. Now out here, off to the left, there is a big lake that got a pre-camp area on it. It's the Bully River. This runs out through Targaminda. Road out to the lake there, and again we had a look at that in 2010. If you're standing in the sun out there, it's fairly pleasant. If you're driving with your window down, it's cold. Water in the river there. Wide open countryside. We're running alongside the railway line here now. I don't know whether it's still used or not. I need to find out. I think it was only ever used seasonally anyway, but 2010 yeah, they had lots of flood and that sort of thing happened out here, and the railway line got washed away and it buckled, and I know we've got photos of it somewhere. I recognise this piece of road. There's an antenna over to the left hand side. It was a wireless aerial or something, and the road curves back that way, I think, and from memory I think we went in and we parked underneath it with the caravan. From memory. There's a road up to it there. Might have been another one, I don't know. Geez, that was 100 years ago. That was back in 2010. Well, I remember it was on top of a hill. It's the Peru River. Again, all part of the system. That's the Peru River. That's right. The other one was the Bully, wasn't it? Anyway. So we're coming up to Cooladdi. That's if it's still there, of course. can't remember when I came past it last time. I think this is every other time we've gone to Quilpie, we've gone the other way. So we would have gone past it from Charleville out and then from out back into Charleville. So and that was into one trip. When we went to Birdsville. Let's see what's here. Pump, but is it an operating pump? Doesn't look like it. Wow. I decided to have myself a burger. I thought, well, I missed out at the bakery at Quilpie, so I helped myself to one of these burgers. Now I was in this place 11 years ago. The same ladies were there, Roxanne and Laurel. Roxanne's the daughter, she owns the place. Laurel, she's the mum and lives with them. And so I thought I'm going to have me a burger. So I picked a Cooladdi King, and stood 3 stories tall. It's huge. Anyway, I'm not going to need dinner tonight. That is for sure. Yeah, I'm just going to find myself somewhere to camp down here tonight, I think. Hopefully well away from everybody else. I can run the generator and not annoy anyone. That's the general idea. Now, is that flat enough or is that not flat enough? If you enjoyed this video, there's over 200 more just like it on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell and we'll let you know when our next video is available. If you liked this video, hit the like button. And if you weren't that impressed, please don't hit the dislike button. Instead, tell us why, so that we can do something about it. Thanks for watching.